early morning at Yoga Vidya Gurukul in Trimbakeshwar District, Maharashtra, South India. Although the sun has only just risen, the students here at the ashram have already been practicing their asana for the last hour.
Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha.
Days begin at 5, so it's no surprise that lights are out in most of the bedrooms by 10 p.m. The life here is focused and simple. The students are here to learn yoga in the traditional Indian style, following Swami Satyananda. The landscape in which the ashram lies lends itself well to such a simple lifestyle, recalling Monument Valley in its grandeur, and is a sacred place for devotees of Shiva.
Guruji, thank you for agreeing to this interview. If I could ask you first, the title Guruji, could you explain that to us?
Guru is the word for teacher. The teacher only teaches. Guru is supposed to guide the disciple throughout the life. So Guru is little bit more on higher level that's compared with teacher. But there is no identical word in English for Guru, so we use the Guru word. And Ji is just to show some respect. We attach suffix as Ji to show some respect. So Guru itself is respectable, plus additional respect of Ji. So it is called Guruji.
Can I ask, when did you start this ashram?
This ashram is started in 2002. Actually, our organization we have started long back in 1960 in Pune, 1979 in Nasik. But we purchased this land in 2002, August 2002. Of course, we were having no money to purchase also. We just got some money from friends and others and just purchased. So 1 year, there was nothing happened on the land. After 1 year, we had decided to build something at least build a small room and all that. So we started with a small room. And now it has grown up like this within about 8-10 years.
What does the name Yoga Vidya Gurukul mean?
See, Yoga Vidya is a yoga science. And Gurukul is a home of Guru, as I explained you earlier. In Indian traditions, there were no schools and colleges previously. Guru's ashramas were there. Guru was the head of the ashram. He was conducting the whole ashram, managing everything and teaching the disciples also. And the disciples are supposed to stay there for 12 years. They are full time staying there, eating, living and doing some work also for the ashram. So ashram work is carried out by the disciples only. So this was the style of the ashram. So it is called Gurukul. Kul means ashram. So it is a Gurukul, headed by Guru.
Meals are eaten together in the large, newly built dining hall. Having times of the day that are quiet is essential to most spiritual communities, and the Gurukul is no exception. So most meal times are silent, although people are usually up for a chat afterwards.
Basically, I'm the course coordinator for teacher training and physiotherapy course. So I've been here for the last 5 years, and in the last few years I've started doing all the coordination between the scheduling of classes, making sure everything runs smoothly. Some more of a behind the scene person, teaching some lectures, some of the asana classes as well, and taking some sessions.
And I understand you do a yoga therapy course here. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah. So the yoga therapy course, yoga therapy is a very new subject, really. I mean, yoga's been there for the last 5,000 years, but yoga therapy hasn't really come into the picture until the last 100 years or so. So it is still very new, it's still developing a lot. What we do, we only run 2 yoga therapy hospitals. So Guruji has a lot of experience in treating patients with yoga therapy, which of course can be combined with other treatments. Yoga therapy is not a complete cure in itself. Many times they may still need to take allopathic medicine. Many times they may be taking alternative therapies, naturopathy in particular. But so many different treatments may be there. Many times yoga therapy can treat people completely, but you need to have that understanding and training. So basically the therapy course is covering the principles of yoga therapy. Then we go into all the common diseases which are there for many people, such as hypertension, high blood pressure, asthma, diabetes, digestive problems, anxiety, depression. These are all really common problems, and anyone that's a yoga teacher knows that half of their students have one of these problems. So we go through all of the diseases. We have lots of different doctors from different places that specialize in them. And then we go through all the treatments that yoga has to offer. So not just asanas, simple yogic movements, mantras, also pranayama, the breath control, meditation, even the lifestyle, the food, the way of living, the timings in the day. All of this we talk about with the yoga therapy.
And then, what about when people first come to this ashram? Do you find that sometimes people take a little bit of adjustment to sharing a room with other people, and, you know, maybe not having all of the creature comforts that they're used to at home?
Yeah. Again, it can be a little bit shocking for some people, especially if they've never been to an ashram, or if they've never been even to a more developing country than, say, their country. The ashram anyway is about simple living, and it can be a little bit difficult for those people that are used to having a very soft bed, hot water from the shower whenever they want it, continuous supply of electricity. We don't always have that. Yes, we have hot water, which is very, very good, because previously we didn't used to have it. Electricity, again, in this ashram, when we came here, there was no power, there was no water supply, there was no road. So all of these things have been built up. And if you spent any time in India, you'll know that there's not always water, there's not always power, even in the middle of a big developed city. So you do need to be a little bit open. It can be a little stressful sharing with 3 people, especially as most people are not used to sharing with strangers. But usually people become really good friends by the end of it, and you know, there's tears of when people say goodbye because they've become so close.
Diet is a very important part of a yogic lifestyle. So caffeine and alcohol are forbidden, and the only sugar in the diet is in the form of a delicious unrefined cane sugar, also known as jaggery. The food is simple and nutritious, with Indian staples like rice and chapatis served most days. A typical day here begins at 5 a.m. with chanting. This is followed by asana and then a well-deserved breakfast. The day comprises of meditation, pranayama, which is a selection of breathing techniques, lectures on all aspects of yoga and yogic philosophy. Everyone's favourite part of the day is yoga nidra, a type of yogic sleep. Nothing gets done by itself. Through karma yoga, everybody helps with the general maintenance of meals, cleaning, gardening, and other jobs appropriate to their skills. Gurukul isn't any typical ashram in India. It's a not-for-profit organisation staffed entirely by volunteers, including the directors. It is closely integrated into the local community through ongoing charity work with the Seva Fund. The signature of Gurukul is its heart, selflessness and sincerity.
Okay, thanks Andy. Do you want to tell us what is your role in the ashram?
I'm a volunteer yoga teacher, so I work with the TTC groups, teacher training groups.
Can you tell us a little bit about the structure of the course, the content?
Starting from very beginner level, presuming that they have no previous knowledge, and also as they're going to be teaching total beginners, they also need to learn from the very basics. So the course starts very, very simply and then progresses. Progresses quite quickly for those that are complete beginners.
What would you say to those people who are new to yoga and who don't necessarily know about this whole other side, this spiritual and philosophical side?
Yeah, gateway into yoga is through the physical side. First, you need to, before you can start practicing the spirituality side, you first need to heal yourself. And you start to heal yourself by practicing asanas.
Do you think it's necessary to be a Hindu to follow a yogic lifestyle?
Not at all. Not at all. Obviously yoga was developed in India alongside the Hindu system, and the Hindu system is not as old as the yogic system. So they have taken a lot of the yogic philosophy on. And also when you look deeper into the Hindu religion, there's so many similarities to other religions. It's very much similar to the teachings of Jesus, the teachings of Buddha, very similar in the teachings of ancient Egypt as well, and the civilizations from Central America, like the Mayans, the Aztecs. They all saying the same thing, just in different ways. So the and also with the Hindu religion, they give the feminine as much space and as much importance as the masculine, which is the same as they were doing in ancient Egypt. Certain practices, for example the Surya Namaskar here, and we're practicing that, we're giving direct praise to the sun. Every religion says the same thing, that everything on earth was made by God, the sun was made by God, the sun gives us life, so we're just giving gratitude for the sun, for life. And if you don't like the words giving praise to the sun, you can just use your own words.
Did you ever think when you first came across yoga that it would end up becoming this great epic journey for you?
Absolutely not. No, I was definitely one that just came to yoga for physical benefit. I had a sporting injury to the lower back, which was making me unable to enjoy life, and I started yoga classes simply because that I thought, well, this is supposed to be good for my back, I'll go. And as I was a sporting person and used to being competitive, I didn't even enjoy yoga originally, mainly because I couldn't do it. It was fairly slow, fairly simple, and class was full of people that were less physically active than me, were physically weaker than me, and they could do it and I couldn't. So yeah, I very much struggled in the first few months practicing yoga, and luckily I decided that as I couldn't do it, it was something that I needed to do. Because otherwise I was just going to end up an old man before my time. So no, I never envisaged that I would end up having yoga as kind of ruling my life and directing my life. So no, very much a surprise.
Hari Om, Gandhar Mandlik, and my spiritual name is Rishi Dharmendra, and I've been working with the Yoga Vidya Gurukul ashram for last 10 years, and I'm also looking after the responsibility of English courses as a director, and I'm responsible for making sure that activities run as they need to.
Okay. Gandhar, you mentioned your guru there, Swami Niranjan. Would you like to talk a little bit about your relationship with your guru, what that means to you?
See, in yogic tradition, yogic culture, the first word that is taught is devotion to the guru. And the goal of the yogic journey is devotion to the guru. You will find it interesting that is all the yoga tradition wants. If you want to evolve yourself, it is the devotion that's going to evolve you. It is the faith, the dedication that is going to make you a better human being. That is going to make you a yogic personality. And as far as personally I am concerned, since the childhood I was being taught the first respect that is offered is to the Guru. And there's a verse, there's a prayer, there is a mantra, and the mantra says Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Guru is the God of creation, Guru is the God of operation, and Guru is the God of destruction, transformation. In reality, Guru is the pure consciousness. And this is the core, the foundation of the relationship that you build with the Guru. Though the Guru is a person, though the Guru, you can see him in physical body, Guru is the person who has crossed that physical body, and he is the one who can inspire you on a higher level, who can inspire your higher intellect, who can inspire your emotional personality, who can guide your life as a whole, as a journey. So it's a force, it's an energy, and the person who reaches that level is called a Guru. So when I look at my Guru, I look at that dimension of my Guru's energy that spreads everywhere, and I can feel my Guru's presence here, right now, here in this ashram, here in this place. Just to say something interesting. Everyone has tough times in their life, and not just once, but many times. Whenever I had problems for myself, I had depression or I had stressful situations to deal with. All these stressful situations that I faced, I always offered myself to my Guru, and I received the help from him. Just a couple of months back, there was some incidents that took place and that made me feel very depressed, and I could not see the way out of it. And when I realized that it's difficult for me to gather my energy and put it together, I received energy from my Guru in my dreams, and I saw my Guru smiling at me, and when I touched his feet in my dreams, the positive energy that transferred from him to me, I experienced it the next day morning when I got up. And this is the level where these masters, they help you. Whether you call that a person, whether you call that a level of energy, whether you call that a reservoir of positive cosmic energy, I don't know what to call it. Whatever it is, whenever there is a problem, these energies help And that faith and that devotion, if you develop, then you evolve on the yogic path. This is the core of yoga. All other types and all other knowledge does exist, but the first most important thing is you having devotion to your guru.
Just want to focus in a little bit on maybe one aspect of yoga and just examine it in a bit more detail. So if we could just talk about asanas a little bit, and if you could explain maybe for people who don't maybe understand so much how that aspect of yoga actually works.
See, asanas are defined as the steady and comfortable posture. And classically, if you look at asanas, asanas are meditative postures. But then it's very difficult to sit in meditative postures. So the yogis, they developed and designed other types of asanas so that your body becomes stronger, your systems, various systems like muscular system, blood circulatory system, respiratory system, endocrine system, nervous system, they all become strong so that your body can sit and meditate. The whole purpose of asanas is to make a very steady and comfortable posture so that your mind can be made steady. The mind is not steady. The mind moves from one place to another place, one thought to another thought, one emotion to another emotion. Suddenly you are happy, suddenly you become depressed, again the next moment you feel excited, again the emotions just flow. One moment you feel crying. Thoughts go very crazy and wild in a wild manner. To steady the mind, asanas are used because body and mind has a strong connection, and asanas talk about that connection. If you want to steady the mind, you have to steady the body, and that is the core of asana practices, so that the body-mind connection is strengthened, so that the body is more healthy. That reflects as mind being healthy.
So just taking one asana as an example, like if we looked at, say, the shoulder stand, how does that actually work? How does it give you benefits?
Shoulder stand, or in Sanskrit, Sarvangasana. It's an inverted pose. Now, when you do the inverted pose, it's a little stressful on various systems, including heart, including brain. But if you make the pose steady and comfortable, slowly, the body gets used to it. The systems become stronger. And you see, there are 5 levels of existence as far as human dimension is concerned, as mentioned in yoga. They are called 5 koshas, panchakosh. The first is the food body, the physical body. The second is the pranamaya kosh, is the energy body, the pranic body. The third is the mind body, the manomaya kosha, the mental dimension. The fourth is the vijnanamaya kosha, that is the knowledge body. And the fifth is the anandamaya kosha, the bliss body. We exist on all these levels, but we are mostly aware of our physical body. We are definitely aware of our mental body as well, pranic body as well, but we don't have any control over pranic body and mental body. Asanas, when say shoulder stand, the example that you gave, is once you are maintaining that asana pose, once you become yourself, once you make yourself steady and comfortable, the physical body, the physical awareness can be transcended. And then the second awareness that you enter into is the pranic awareness. And on the pranic level, there exists nadis, the energy channels that carry the prana, and chakras. Chakras are the energy wheels, energy vortexes, or you can say junction of nadis, the energy points, energy centers through which the energy is distributed to various parts of the body and mind. So once you make your shoulder stand steady and comfortable, then you can slowly start becoming aware of the breathing, because breathing goes close to the pranic awareness. Through breath you control the prana. So then the breathing awareness is developed. After developing of the breathing awareness, you can develop the pranic body awareness. And after the pranic body awareness, you can develop the meditative aspect of asanas. So it's a progress, it's a slow progression from physical level to pranic level to mental level, and then ending up in the blissful dimension.
Gadar, are there snakes in the ashram?
Yes. See, the first god of yoga is Lord Shiva. And if you have seen the picture of Lord Shiva or a statue of Lord Shiva, you will see that there's a cobra around his neck. See, the snakes are his friends and followers. And this place, which is located near the very important temple of Lord Shiva, one of the 12 most important temples called Jyotirlinga. This is a Trimbakeshwar Jyotirlinga, and this place is just 2 kilometers, 3 kilometers away from this. So Lord Shiva's blessings are everywhere. And if there's a presence of Lord Shiva, the snakes should be there. And the snakes represent a concentrated energy, a concentrated form of pranic energy. There are lots of snakes in the ashram. Some of them are poisonous, some of them are non-poisonous. In the last 7 years, we have found few hundred snakes. We catch them and then we release them in the wild. We release them in the areas where human habitation is not there. People don't live there. These areas we release the snakes. In case if there's any problem, we have the anti-snake venom in the ashram. And all the staff in the ashram is expert in catching the snakes. So, and if we are not harming them, they don't harm us.
So, has anyone ever been bitten?
No. No one has been bitten in the ashram.
In 7 years?
And no one will be bitten in the ashram.
Every evening the community comes together to celebrate the traditional Havan ceremony. Typically the Havan ceremony consists of a small fire as the object of meditation, accompanied by chanting.
The roots of the yoga are in Vedas, and the Vedic tradition, the fire is the most important form of energy, and the second most important form of energy in Vedas is sound. And if you see the fire and the sound, even the modern physics talks about these two energies at the core of creation, the Big Bang theory. So the science talks about this heat and sound form at the creation, at the time of the creation. And Vedas have said the same thing. If you want to create a new energy, if you want to create a positive energy, you have to use the fire and sound. And that is what exactly we do in the Havan or Yagyas. And then we use the purified butter, the ghee, for putting it into the fire to let the fire spring, let the fire burn. The mantras are chanted with a resolve of health, healing and peace. Universal peace. India is going where the rest of the world is going. But the yogic tradition and the ashram culture is going exactly opposite to where the world wants to go. I've seen that people feel more peaceful, people are more healthy,